Good morning, Cardinals fans, and Blues fans, if you're still with us. That was a rough one. But this is Birdseeds. I am Tara Wellman. I cover the St. Louis Cardinals for birdsontheblack.com, as well as right here on YouTube with game recaps and series previews and more. Hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss anything. Give this video a like if you like what you see and hear, and tell a friend if you're so inclined. That's all the happiness that I can muster, because last night, as far as sports goes, especially if you're a St. Louis Cardinals fan or a St. Louis sports fan, sports were bad. So I didn't make any notes because I was too annoyed and tired to actually make notes about this game. So we're just gonna wing it. The Cardinals had the extreme pleasure of facing off against Mike Soroka for the Atlanta Braves. Now, there's a series preview floating around out there in the ether somewhere that I never could actually get to export and upload. So, in that series preview, I did warn you all that Mike Soroka is really good. You just never got a chance to see that. So, spoiler alert, Mike Soroka is really good. Coming into this game, only 2 balls had been barreled against him all year. He was striking guys out at a 24% clip. He has a power sinker that, no one can touch. Oh, and by the way, if you don't get to him early, you don't get to him. He hasn't given up a run outside of the second inning all year. That holds up. The Cardinals actually had a pretty good chance in the third inning. And by pretty good chance, I mean bases loaded with 1 out and Paul Goldschmidt at the plate. Good. I know. I'm beginning to think that all these years that I've been such a fan from a distance of Paul Goldschmidt, that there was a little bit of a disconnect happening, right? We do this a lot. We see guys with their final stat lines, we see their highlights on SportsCenter or MLB Network, and we don't necessarily see them on a day-to-day basis. We don't see them through the grind of whatever the May grind is. But that's not the point. We don't see them every day, so we don't see every minute of every up and every down. The numbers for Paul Goldschmidt aren't that drastically different, at least early in the season, from what he has done in years past. His hard hit rate is actually up this year, which could actually be part of the problem. Sometimes when you hit the ball too hard at people, you don't have time to make it into... Anyway, that's me trying desperately to find some reason that Paul Goldschmidt can't seem to come through with runners in scoring position. But he didn't, and the threat was over for Mike Soroka, who walked off the mound and kind of smiled a little bit like, "Ooh, I can't believe I got out of that." Well, you did, kid. I'm just going to let you in on the ending right now. The Cardinals did not score. They created a couple of other chances against the Braves, even after they got Soroka out of the... They didn't get Soroka out of the game. He just pitched 7 innings. That was it. They didn't do anything to get Soroka out of the game. But they also created some scoring chances against the bullpen for the Braves and hit into, another double play late in the game to kill all hope of scoring runs. But as far as the pitching for the Cardinals and the offense for the Braves was concerned, there wasn't a ton happening there either. Michael Wacha was on the mound for the Cardinals, and through the first 2 innings, he seemed pretty much on cruise control. In the third inning, though, he did a thing that I may not ever get it out of my brain every time he tries. Acuna was on second base, took off to third. Michael Wacha spun around for the pickoff, except threw the ball in the dirt at third base. And he hadn't picked off at third and just spiked the throw in the dirt, nowhere near Matt Carpenter. And it just casually rolled to the tarp down the left field line while Acuna was scoring the first run of the game. I'm doing this a lot, guys. Anyway. Mike Soroka was not the only child star in this game. Please welcome to the big leagues, Austin Riley. Riley has been in the Braves organization for the past 5 years or so in their minor league system, and he is absolutely tearing it up right now, or he was rather at AAA. He had 10 home runs in the last 13 games, was batting .360, just tearing it up, mashing home runs left and right. So naturally, he got the call up against Michael Wacha, who's a little home run happy these days. Well, Wacha actually won the first round of the Wacha versus Riley duel, and then second time around, not so lucky. Michael Wacha left a pitch up, but not up enough, and Riley sent it soaring over the wall for his first big league hit, first big league home run, first big league RBI, first big league run score, all that rolled into one, as it happens with a homer. Don't worry, though, Michael Wacha, AAA pitchers can't get him out either. Was that harsh? Was that too harsh? I felt a little harsh. Sorry, I'm feeling a little crabby this morning about all this. It's not personal. The other bummer about this game is that our hero John Gant gave up a home run as well. With 2 outs in the 8th inning, Charlie Culberson stepped in and hit a 2-run shot of his own just to seal the deal. And as I mentioned yesterday, not only did the Cardinals not put up 14 runs because Mike Soroka, they didn't put up any. And that is the story of the Cardinals getting shut out in Game 2 against the Braves for nothing, as they seem to so often do. So maybe when they start scoring runs on some sort of rampage, they just pump the brakes, save a little of that for later. Or if we could figure out some way to create like rollover runs, like rollover minutes used to be, that would also be great. Cardinals lose, Blues lose. I'll see you tomorrow. I need more coffee.